You should never take no as an answer. Their rejections and their no's doesn't determine your worth, and it doesn't determine who you are. You determine who you are, and God determines who you are. You know how you should take the no's that you get or the rejections? You need to take them as a stepping stone to your success. Imagine you're driving a Lambo and you've got speed bumps on the way. Cool. Does that mean you have to stop completely? No. You just slow down, but then you keep going. And that's what no's are made for. They're literally speed bumps, and they're just stepping stones on your way to success. It toughens you up. It makes you stronger. It makes you realize that people's rejections don't matter. Hey everyone, it's Noor, and welcome back to my channel. People's no's cannot compete with your knowing. And that's right. You know, let's say this deep feeling that you have that is telling you do this or do that, and then you go for it, and then people tell you no, or they reject you. Well, I'm here to tell you that their rejections and their no's cannot compete with the inner conviction that you have. Because here's the thing. We all have, whether you want to call it a gut feeling, I personally call it intuition and conviction, and they all pretty much relate to God's will for my life. So for me, it's more of like conviction from God, because here's the thing. When you have that deep inner feeling, it doesn't just come like this. No, there is a voice telling you this is what you're meant to do. And it happened to me so much, and I can't stress this enough to tell you guys that it even happened with my own parents. You know how, let's say they tell you, okay, major in medicine, major in engineering. That's just an example. I have so many more because I cannot stress this enough. How many times people have told me to do something and it just wasn't my thing. I just wasn't meant to do this thing. My parents were telling me major in medicine, major in engineering. Can you imagine? Even my own teacher back in school. Look at this. The school bus just passed. Back in school, my own chemistry teacher would tell me, oh, I see you as a doctor. And I never really thought of it, because it's like you come into the world and they start telling you what you should be. And this is where you go downhill, because people are telling you do this, do that, your teacher, the people around you, your family. And I can't tell you guys, I did what they told me. I literally majored in engineering the first year of my university. It was literally the worst year of my life. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just felt like I was trapped in a box. You know, birds? I was literally a bird in a cage instead of a bird flying. This was literally me. I did what they told me, and I just felt like this was not it. It was just not for me. So what I ended up doing, I dropped out. I ended up doing business. I was like, okay, fine. Since I did it first year, might as well get a degree. So I did that. And then now I'm pursuing my passion, which is making videos for you guys and inspiring people, just being in front of the camera. It's always been my passion since I was young, and people never understood that. If you're somebody that is, let's say, trying to go for that dream job or is trying to open up a new business, even if you get rejected or people around you are telling you it's not possible, but deep down you know that this is what you're meant to do, then forget about them and cut off all the noise, because that feeling inside of you is the right thing. You need to follow your intuition. And I'm so big on intuition, because every single time my intuition was telling me something and I ignored it, I ended up messing up, because your intuition always knows. And honestly, that intuition is like a blessing from God, because God literally sends you a message by making you feel a type of way. And that's what happened with me. And I got rejected so many times. And I want to say this, getting rejected is not sweet. Or getting people to tell you, no, you can't do this. So you have a proposal and people are like, no. Or you have a business idea and then you go try to get people to believe in your idea and people tell you, no. This doesn't mean anything. You should never take no as an answer. Their rejections and their no's doesn't determine your worth, and it doesn't determine who you are. You determine who you are, and God determines who you are. And your worth cannot be taken away from you. Even if you're somebody that doesn't see their worth, it doesn't mean that you don't have one. You know what? Even if you get rejected 100 times, you should always pursue what your heart is telling you. Here are examples of actual people who became so successful but got rejected so many times. One of them is Oprah Winfrey. Can you imagine how good Oprah is? She literally was told that she wasn't made for the camera. She wasn't made to be in front of the television. And look at her now. Another example, Melanie Perkins. She's the founder of Canva. She got rejected, guys, I'm not even joking, 100 times. Who gets rejected 100 times and still keeps going? But she never gave up. Yet she perceived her knowing and she made history, because at the end, she did get accepted. And here's the thing. People who reject you and say no to you, they're not your people. They're not meant to work with you. I always say that, like, even if I'm trying to work with someone and let's say they're just giving me a headache, they're not being professionals, and they pretty much reject what I'm saying, you know what I do? I don't do anything. I just walk away because I know they're not my people. And I actually never get upset because of this. You know how you should take the no's that you get or the rejections? You need to take them as a stepping stone to your success. Imagine you're driving a Lambo and you've got speed bumps on the way. Cool. Does that mean you have to stop completely? No. You just slow down, but then you keep going. And that's what no's are made for. They're literally speed bumps and they're just stepping stones on your way to success. It toughens you up. It makes you stronger. It makes you realize that people's rejections don't matter. I'm actually so grateful for every single experience that I had where I was rejected or I was like underestimated, because it really taught me a lot and it made me a better person. It made me stronger. It made me wiser. It made me be grateful of following my intuition, because I'm just so happy. You don't understand. Like, imagine you're doing something you don't want to do just because you're afraid of people's rejections. Like, no, thank you. I'd rather do something that I love and people around me telling me, oh, why are you doing this? Or let's say I'm pursuing something and people are telling me no. I'll be much more happier because this is what matters. You need to understand that God put that vision in you for a reason and for a purpose. And that reason is for you to walk in the path that God has for your life. So you shouldn't settle for any no's or any whys or anything but that conviction. Follow your heart, follow your intuition, follow your conviction, because this is how you're going to be able to unleash your full potential. As long as you stay in the place where you're not convicted to be, you're always going to be stuck. And you don't want to be stuck. Trust me. Imagine living a life instead of enjoying it and doing something that you're meant to do and walking in your purpose. You do something just because you have to do it. No, this should never be your goal. Your goal should be to fulfill your purpose in life. And God puts that vision and God puts that conviction in us for us to walk in that path. So this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys really take this message with you. Trust your intuition, trust God, and never take no as an answer. And just know that those no's and those rejections don't define who you are. You're worthy already, and you don't need somebody telling you no. Who are these people anyway? No matter who they are, like, you just have to follow the path God has for your life. Yeah, guys, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below what you want to see next. Follow me on my socials, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.